Foreigner's soulmate Filipina. Hello, Philippines. I'm Jimmy from the USA, looking for serious Panay to love for the rest of my life. Panay, isn't it? Now, believe it or not, I am not a Filipino woman, but I can be. No toilet paper, no problem. Is this the first invention ever of a bidet? Oh wow, I should have known that was a French invention. Who would win more Grand Prix? One Dutchy boy or the entire nation of Italy? I've just been learning about this guy. He's like LeBron James or Tom Brady times 10. He alone has 49 victories. Meanwhile, everyone who's won from Italy only has 43 together. It's so crazy. I just found out that the Korean Baseball League's championship trophy is a giant sword. Oh my god. Every other sports league on the planet needs to get their stuff together. We honestly should just be giving the winning team like a giant weapon. Imagine the NFL giving out a golden rocket launcher. Thanksgiving in American media, this is circa 1973. Meanwhile, Thanksgiving in Chinese media. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, wow, wait a second. That looks better than every Thanksgiving I've ever been to combined. Wait, why are they portraying Thanksgiving so much better than Charlie Brown? Hey, we're also Central European like you. Central European just means historically German. Poland, Czechia, Slovakia, and Hungary, not big fans of that joke. Why does it look like Germany's thinking about doing it again? No way! Breaking, Canadian troops gain ground on the Michigan front. When did they steal the Upper Peninsula from us? How did I miss this news? No, you have to take our chemically grown beef or we'll impose sanctions. I will literally run a tractor into McDonald's before I eat your poisoned meat. And meet this Frenchman who actually did. Not a big fan of the fries, I guess we could say either. A former member of the European Parliament too. What the hell is this? He says, looking at the Arabic language as well as Italian language. Oh my goodness, how could you? What a strange combination. And this tiny island in the Mediterranean is home to about 500,000 speakers of this language. Interestingly, it is not considered a Romance language either. Google Maps, don't tell me to head west down a road. I don't know what west is. I'm not a sea captain. I'm reviewing this because for some reason in my brain, if I don't know where north is at all moments, I go through some sort of existential dread. I'm gonna be banished to the wilderness. The anti-colonialism leaving Maduro's body as soon as Guyana discovers oil. This is the leader of Venezuela. They're going through a pretty big territorial dispute right now. Back then, in the year 1939, Romania's population 19 million, Turkey's population 17 million. Then there's now 2023. Turkey's population 84 million, Romania's population still 19. Wait, it's almost been 100 years and Romania has the same population? Oh man, that can't be good. Ah, there we go. That's the explanation. Meanwhile, on the average Australian street starter pack, if it's an older suburb, these run rampant. Guy who revs engine at 3 a.m., guy who mows at 5 a.m., bottles littered in the wilderness, a ridiculous amount of rabbits and toads. That sounds like a free pet to me. Guy with his junk out in the yard, and magpies. These things are complete menaces. I don't want to show the video, but I saw one of these things literally go into a lady's eye. Now I despise all flying animals forever. I have the worst housing crisis, says Spain, Belgium, France, and Germany. Oh, who's this? Oh no, we're looking at Britain, Ireland, and the Netherlands. Wow, theirs is so much worse. I feel a lot better now. So is this pretty much just like a worldwide thing? I'm gonna start buying real estate on Mars. My people can learn 4 languages. We can barely learn 3. We can only learn 2, says Italy. You guys can learn more languages? And let's not pretend it's just Britain, it's a lot of the English-speaking world. What's that saying? If your first language is English, then you only know one language. I don't know. I'm now realizing Germans probably do know the most languages, just their situation. They're literally surrounded by so many others that they kind of don't have a choice. Speaking of other languages, the American accents. There's really a part of me that wants to get in touch with my roots. I just spend 6 months with my family from the deep south and wait for me to adopt it all over again. Things in America that would put Europeans into a coma. It's just a random Taco Bell in a field. I gotta admit, it does look pretty glorious. Imagine being lost in the wilderness for days and then coming upon this. Scotland could rejoin EU smoothly and quickly after independence. Wait, is this the EU saying they don't want Scotland? Or maybe they don't want another Ireland, Northern Ireland situation or something. Meanwhile, at the very same time, they've been saying this for a while though, like what's gonna happen? The USA hasn't won a war since World War II, says China. Yeah, has China though? Oh, you know what? I guess this argument is probably going to lead to the Korean War when China fought the US. I mean, that was literally a stalemate. I mean, if you really want to get into the numbers, there was one side that got more. The CIA, when you ask them why all those Russian tank factories with illegal Western source parts keep spontaneously detonating. 2 tank, do not open American-made parts 100%. The CIA up to their old tactics again. What does bi-weekly mean? Every 2 weeks or twice a week? It means the English language is BS. That's one way to look at it, yes. I mean, even though most people agree it means every 2 weeks, we're still somewhat divided about this. Did you know the continents can be rearranged to form a fire-breathing T-Rex? A fire-breathing T-Rex? Wouldn't this just be Godzilla? This kind of just proves he does exist. Comparing Serbia to Mexico. Have an eagle on the flag? Okay. Being hated by your neighbors. Economic instability. Despise America. And they both assassinated an Austrian monarch of the Habsburg family. That's the real reason I wanted to review this. This is just a little bit too specific and similar. Don't forget, Mexico did have an Austrian king for a time there. Didn't really go that well, but Europe in the era of German expansionism. Meanwhile, little Mexico at the League of Nations. Bringing this all full circle, 100 years after that Austrian king was executed, Mexico then protested the Anschluss of Austria by Germany. They were literally the only country in the world to say, yo, Germany, not cool. If you worship your enemy, you're defeated. If you adopt your enemy's religion, you're enslaved. If you breed with your enemy, you're destroyed. Meanwhile, this guy, okay, boomer, the Christian Aurelian Roman emperor. Times have changed, old man. Balkan footballers normally versus Balkan footballers when the prize is going to Germany. This is literally how they go Super Saiyan or something? Greece demands Iran pay 800 billion euros in reparations from the Greco-Persian Wars. Man, they hold a grudge like 3,000 years. I love how that wasn't even a joke, like that was an actual real headline back in 2015 right there. Showcasing my identity on the internet is a mess. I don't specify. Americans assume I'm from the US. I speak Dutch. People assume I'm from the Netherlands. I say I'm from Belgium. People think my first language is French. I say I'm Flemish. I sound like a separatist. I say I'm Antwerpian. That sounds made up, even to me. I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly. Truly, I was talking to some German tourists the other day, and we even tell them we speak Dutch. Oh, you're from the Netherlands? No, Belgium. So you speak French then? But I just said, cries emoji. I recently had someone online from the US who thought Belgians only speak French, so I specified, no, I'm from the Flemish part. He said, wow, Flemish is a language? My German grandmother always said, don't speak Flemish, don't speak nonsense. I just thought it was a made-up language. And someone says, Flanders, like Ned Flanders? This is clearly the most discriminated group in all the world. Remember that Belgium is actually just a Frankenstein nation. The Wallonia region speaks French, but the Flemish side, including Antwerp, they speak Dutch. Your country sucks! Crickets. Your country is the one with the most mafia problems in the European Union. Still crickets. Puts cream over carbonara. You better watch your mouth, boy. I feel like you can say anything about Italy, just don't mess their food up. They will put a hit on you. This Italian village will pay you to move there, and even more if you start a business or have a baby. Well, boys, it looks like I'm about to be honorary Italian. Where do I sign up? Do you miss food from back home after moving to the Netherlands? Meanwhile, me begins to cry. Oh, is this guy Italian? Again, more Dutch food slander. Average Protestant work ethic fan, work, get home, play work simulator. Meanwhile, average siesta enjoyer, I should skip work for 14 years and 2 p.m. What a great time to sleep. It really is a good time to sleep. You then have all night to party. I present you Norway. I present you Sweden. I present to you Denmark. And finally, I present to you Finland. Who knew James Bond could literally embody all 4 of these Nordic countries? Virgin Scandinavian languages. Many letters can have multiple sounds, decides for some reason to gender its words, relies heavily on word order to convey meaning, and has lost nearly all inflection. Versus Chad Finnic languages. 1 letter, 1 sound, word order doesn't matter, has no such confusing BS as genders. I guess this is Finland's way of responding to the Scandinavians. Baltic Sea sabotage, airspace violation, and refugee chaos at the border. Oh, this is the Finnish border. Why is Finland acting hostile towards Russia? Yes, I wonder. These are your 3 choices of starter Pokemon in Texas. Looks like we've got a skunk here, Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy, and, well, a possum. I think I might go with the skunk. Can you imagine his final form when he evolves 3 times? When he uses Hydro Beam, it's actually like the most putrid smell you can ever imagine. You have to plant a world peace flag. Meanwhile, America, no. I'm assuming they're referring to the moon here. Yeah, they really did not. Witness pulls gun on the district attorney. It jams, and the district attorney punches and disarms him. Carbon fiber, .28 caliber, made in China. If you want to oof a public servant, Mr. Maroney, I suggest you buy American. Then the whole audience clapped. As a non-American, I still don't understand whether this was meant to be satire or not. Now that you mention it, this was a really weird scene in The Dark Knight. And big thanks to the patrons. Drew, I'm your dad, back with the milk. Look outside. JohnDenver, LuxembourgLover. I can't sleep without Drew's voice. Aaron, Amateur Archaeology, Carmel, Fredrik Tibblin, GoodOldRyah, InquisitorXarius, annoying friend, KirinoIsBestGirl, RyeThePie, sebby, if you hear this, I love you. And why am I doing this?